Hello, good evening to you. It's 19 hours GMT. Welcome to News 360 and it's live news up here at Adesawe in Kanda. My name is Alfred Okansi.
And I'm Natalie Fort. A look at the top stories this evening.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by Deluxe Paid,
GT Bank,
and Calipo. Well, tonight's Vice President charges members of the Commission of Inquiry into the Ayawaso by-election to be impartial in discharging their duties.
Meanwhile, the NDC says it will not appear before the commission.
Also ahead this evening, UNESCO says attempts at silencing journalists who fight corruption is disturbing.
We get into the world of business tonight, where Vice President proposes setting up of a West African Monetary Zone Commission.
And on the international front this evening, reducing HIV transmission. Tanzanian female MPs asked uncircumcised male MPs to go through the process. Stay with us here on News 360 for the details of these and much more news. You could watch us on 3news.com and TV3 Ghana on Facebook. Top story this evening, the Vice President has charged members of the Commission of Inquiry into the Ayawaso by-election to be impartial in discharging their duties. Swearing members at the Jubilee House in Accra, Dr. Baumia said he was confident that the Commission can complete its work in a month to put an end to the electoral violence.
Into the Ayawaso West Wogan by-election events.
Vice President Dr. Muhammad Baumia defended the integrity of the members of the commission. He urged them to ensure that their integrity could have positive outcomes on the work of the commission. He again asked them to solicit support from all relevant agencies to help them complete their work.
We know that the terms of reference says that you should complete this work in a month, and this is why we are quickly getting on the move. I think all the necessary arrangements and logistics will be provided to make sure that your work proceeds impartially and without any inhibitions.
The chairman of the commission, Justice Emil Short, pledged stronger commitment to ensure impartiality in the discharge of their duties.
We think that it is important not just to look at the symptoms, but to identify the underlying causes of these two problems. And therefore, we would like to urge all stakeholders, particularly the political parties, civil society, and all well-meaning Ghanaians, to lend their support to the work of the Commission.
Meanwhile, one of the commissioners, former Inspector General of Police, Patrick Watine Champon, was out of the jurisdiction and could not be sworn in. The commission is to investigate the violence and to make recommendations and sanctions, if any.
Well, meanwhile, the commission says it will not stop other criminal proceedings being pursued by the Ghana Police Service on the Ayawaso West Wogan violence. Executive Secretary NS Kofi Abochi was interacting with the media after the swearing-in here in Accra.
The Executive Secretary recalled various electoral violence since 1992. He was disturbed such violence have affected the democratic credentials of the country. He, however, explained that the Commission's work will delve deeply into the causes of the electoral violence.
This Commission's work is designed to go to the roots, as the Vice President said in the inauguration, that this is designed to go to the root of matters and to ensure that we uproot this once and for all. If our democracy is to be consolidated, we need to have a democratic culture, and the way to have a democratic culture is to ensure that when we have problems such as we do have recurring, we uproot them once and for all.
And as Kofi Abochi again was emphatic, the Presidential Commission will not be in conflict with any criminal investigations conducted by the Ghana Police Service.
The police are not stopped from investigating this. The Attorney General's Department is not stopped from prosecuting people. These can either run side by side or they can run after the Commission of Inquiry. The only rider is that they cannot use the evidence that is presented before the Commission of Inquiry as evidence before the courts, for example. So it is not in any way designed to stop criminal proceedings. It is just, as it were, an opportunity for us to go and deal with the issue beyond the symptoms.
Meanwhile, as part of the terms of reference to the Commission, it has the mandate to summon institutions to appear before.
Well, so already you don't know what the NDC stance is on this particular commission. We're going to get into that, but Dr. Kwesienin is the Director of Faculty of Academic Affairs and Research of Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. He joins me on the telephone. We're going to get into this particular issue and many others. Dr. Enin, I want to thank you very much for your time this evening. Why has commissions of inquiries not really helped in this country over the period?
Well, I think basically there's not been the political will and the sincerity to implement the recommendations of most of these committees, commissions of inquiry, particularly those relating to the Ghana Police Service. I haven't followed commissions of inquiry reports and levels of compliance with the recommendations for other agencies, but for the Ghana Police Service, I think less than 10 to 50% of recommendations made by commissions of inquiry relating to the Ghana Police Service, its performance, appointments, promotions, have actually been followed through.
But guided by this particular history and going into what happened in the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency by-election, will the formation of this commission be the most effective way of dealing with the issues that dotted this particular incident?
Well, I would have thought that having an increasingly functional parliament, that a parliamentary lead by the relevant committees would have kick-started the process. So establishing this commission of inquiry from my side, useful as it is also reflective of the failure of Parliament and particularly specific committees to perform the way that one expects them to have performed, particularly with respect to the violence that happened at Ayawaso.
Now, already the NDC has stated its position about this particular committee, the members and also the mandate of the committee. What should the committee be seen to be doing to, as it were, court the confidence? And indeed, they said they need the confidence of everybody and the NDC, I mean political parties, in doing their work. What do they have to do?
Well, I think it's a moot point, really, because it's been established, the terms of reference given, except, I haven't read the terms of reference, but except usually there will be a last paragraph that says that the committee might want to invite other people or consider other issues as they find necessary. I don't know whether such a thing is in the TOR, if you have it in front of you.
No, not as yet. But it's clear, the NDC has stated that, indeed, if individuals within the party who were, for example, hurt as a result of this particular by-election are called and they want to willingly go, they're not going to prevent them from doing that. But as a political party, they do not recognize the commission and they're not going to, as it were, attend to its invitation.
Well, I think it reflects the deepening lack of trust amongst the political parties and a lack of trust also towards, national institutions and national processes and mechanisms. But this is not an NDC problem. This is a wider, deeper malaise with our politics. Okay, in opposition, everything government does is wrong. We will support it. We will fight it. It's against our interests. Okay, we need to move beyond this deepening entrenchment of suspicion. Okay, of everything government does. But even when it relates to national institutions and the functions that they ought to perform. Okay, how do we ensure and protect national institutions from being politically manipulated to bring about particular outcomes? Okay, that the other side feels good goes against their interests. Let me go back to other commissions of inquiry,
right,
that have had national support or widespread stakeholder support buy-in. The government never, responded to the recommendations, and even the white paper, government's own white paper, that was a response to the commission's recommendations. If you take the Tibiru report, I think from 1986, relating to the Ghana Police Service,
right,
on appointments and promotions, not a single one of Tibiru's recommendations and the subsequent government white paper have been implemented. So that you see right now in the Ghana Police Service over the past 8 years or so, that appointments to the topmost position or the topmost and the second topmost positions are by contract. Okay, people who are about to retire, whose contracts are extended, and that has a trickle-down effect on morale, on loyalty, on effectiveness, all those things.
Absolutely.
We see the Archer Commission report relating to a much broader set of interventions and recommendations by, Justice Archer. Okay, dealing with logistics, recruitment, procedures for recruitment, numbers, personnel, blah, 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 blah. Government actually issues a white paper in response to the Commission's recommendations.
True.
Almost nothing has been done. So the real question now for all of us as Ghanaians is, what is the level of political will, first, to comply with the recommendations made by this Commission of Inquiry,
right,
and government's willingness when it issues its own white paper to go ahead, to tackle the challenges that have led to the establishment of this commission.
Absolutely.
So building political will to ensure that it leads to trust, effectiveness of state institutions, deepening their independence, it is very, very key. If those things are not done, then I'm afraid it's a waste of taxpayers' money by establishing yet another commission of inquiry to deal with a very particular problem.
Dr. Enin, I want to thank you very much for your time this evening. Grateful. Dr. Enin is a Director of Faculty of Academic Affairs and Research at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center.
Let's stay on the establishment of this commission a while further, as the Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Peter Otokuno, says the party will not respond when the Justice Emil Short Commission of Inquiry invites them to help assist in investigations into the Ayawaso West Wogan by-election violence. According to him, they do not trust the commission because the commission has been set up to whitewash the president. Now, Otokuno, who spoke in Accra, doubted the credibility of the members of the commission and said they will not do a credible job. He said the commission was only a cover-up. That's according to the party. The commission is only to whitewash the president, and so the party, the NDC, will not cooperate with the commission. Government on Thursday set up a commission of inquiry to investigate the violence which occurred during the by-election in the Ayawaso West Wogan constituency on January 31, 2019. The three-member commission has Mr. Justice Emil Short as chairman, with Professor Henrietta Mensah Bonsu and Mr. Patrick K. Echampong as members. Kofi Abochi serves as the secretary to the commission. And we're trying to get in touch with Peter Otokuno to give us more on this issue and the NDC's unwillingness to cooperate with the commission.
Well, government has secured over 60,000 cedis for former galamseyers, or illegal miners recruited for training in the eastern region. The amount is to make them self-employed after quitting their galamsey operations. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Haji Alima Mahama, who visited them in the eastern region, said each person will receive 500 cedis to set up a business.
The minister's first port of call was the Sohum Vocational Training School, where 72 female galamseyers are receiving training. 20 females out of the 72 are receiving training in hairdressing, while 38 are going through dressmaking. 2 of the females are being trained in internal decoration, while the rest are also receiving training in catering services. Some of them shared their experiences.
I've gotten some handmade trade that I'll be working on myself to establish myself. So I'm very happy. I'm really excited to be here. I need more tools to produce my business.
It's like what?
Just like oven and gas oven, many things that country use.
When we go, the diamond we get, that's what we sell and get that money.
How do you feel joining this training?
Oh, I feel happy because I can do some small skills in training.
How long were you in Galamsey business?
I think 5 years.
Hey, then you were earning a lot of money then?
Yeah.
How much were you earning?
Oh, 70 cedis.
70 cedis a day?
Yeah.
Now joining this one, are you happy?
I'm happy because I have something. That one, no one can smash it from me. I have a job. This time I can say I have more money than Galamsey.
Later, the minister visited the Chebi Technical Institute, where 50 of the former Galamseyers are receiving training. 21 of them are taken through automobile repairs, while 9 are into plumbing works. 18 are receiving training in electricals, and 2 are into building and construction. How much are you earning? When we're in Galamsey, how much are you getting a day? In terms of money?
The Galamsey, there's no money in it.
Are you sure?
Okay, please. The one the one they get money is how they do the swagum, just putting the load inside the washer. But if you are only working to do some round one like koli and other things, it means you are just tired in.
Can guarantee us that you no go back to Galamsey, but rather you set up your business?
No. As I've done this program and I want to achieve something in it, I will not go back to the Galamsey no more.
In all, 122 of the former Galamseyers are receiving training and are expected to pass out in July this year. The minister, Haji Alima Mahama, said the government will give each person 500 cedis as seed money to begin their business. She also spoke about a plan to monitor them after they have set up their businesses.
The school is given to 650 for their maintenance per term, and they themselves 250, 150 for materials and things that they need on their own, and another 100 cedis just to get them to get lorry fare, petty things like soap. Community Development Department, the institutes and the institutes, they have a plan to continue monitoring them, support them.
The second batch of former Galamseyers are to be enrolled into training institutions by September this year.
You're watching News 360. Let's turn to some other stories this evening, as less than 10% of cases involving assassination of journalists have received punishment and convictions. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, says while attempts at silencing journalists who expose corruption is on the increase, the organization will stand firm to protect media practitioners.
Ahmed Swale was the main man used by Tiger Eye PI for its number 12 investigation that shook the foundation of Ghana football. Slain in cold blood, his attackers are yet to be found. One thing his family members are desirous of is justice.
You say to us that you left the message with your killers. You keep singing in our deafening ears and telling us to be expectant of the message you left with the cruel souls of your killers and their paymasters, if any.
For the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, this is a big deal.
Most cases concerning the killing of journalists remain unpunished, and less than 10% lead to conviction. We do not want to include Ahmed's case to the statistics. It must be resolved and perpetrators made to face justice. Remember, justice is the cornerstone of free society. Justice for Ahmed is essential for freedom of expression.
The Ghana Journalists Association itself is enraged about the lack of safety for journalists.
The brutal murder can topple us from the very top spot in Africa and concern us back if nothing is done to number one, expose the perpetrators of the murder, and number two, make them to face the full force of the law.
No, but to the extent that even when you are assassinated, it is only 1 out of 10 that justice is really done as quite an incredible one. And I hope that our security agencies will be able to find justice in this case. At least we can help to improve the statistics.
The world must know when the good ones keep quiet, the bad ones will rule. And when the bad one rules, then it means that we are all doomed.
These concerns were tabled at a memorial service organized by the Ghana Journalists Association and Tiger IPI in the memory of Ahmed Swale. For the Ghana Police Service, a significant stride has been made in arresting the perpetrators.
Some arrests have been made, and I want to assure the general public and those of us gathered here that we shall not rest until all those who perpetrated these heinous acts are exposed.
Komla Kluche, TV3 News, Accra.
Clearly how this case has taken the international dimension today with an opinion in the New York Times on press freedom and Ahmed Swale's murder. But let's go to our earlier story where the NDC has indicated it will not appear before the commission of inquiry set established into the investigations of what happened at the Ayawaso West Wogon by-election. Peter Bomo Tokono is the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. He joins me on the telephone. Thank you, Mr. Tokono, for your time this evening. I mean, your party, I recall you asking for an independent commission of inquiry to be established into this because you want closure for whatever happened during that violent rocked by-election. So if you're not going to attend to the commission's call, how do you intend to get closure to the issues that you are not happy about?
First of all, we have never requested for a commission of inquiry. We have requested for an independent inquiry. And the independent inquiry that we were seeking for is not the kind that would have political representatives of the ruling government to, as it were, obviously run a whitewash.
Who are political representatives? How do you mean?
Investigation. We believe that, first of all, the establishment of the commission is a defective legal remedy for the impasse that happened last Thursday. Because if you read Chapter 23 of our Constitution, it provides ample immunity for corporates who are found culpable under a commission's sitting. And as you may also be aware, when the commission finished their report and they present it to the president, within 6 months, if the president doesn't issue a white paper, then that commission report is rendered null and void. Besides that, you know that the occurrence of this incident and the issues that have come up shows clearly that the president himself may be complicit in this matter.
In what sense?
The president was a leader of a political party that runs these vigilante groups, and he is a sitting president under whose watch the security apparatus have given these hooligans the weapons, the military regalia or the security regalia. They use the police vehicles and all that. And this is clearly under the watch of the president.
Okay.
So the president may even be complicit in this matter.
So, Mr. Tokono,
and the IGP.
Respectfully, if I could just come in here, if you're not in favor of this particular commission of inquiry that has been established, how else, what alternative means do you intend to resort to get closure to the matters that happened that the party is not happy about?
We stand with the inter-party coalition for national sovereignty demand for an independent parliamentary inquiry. It is our belief that for a parliamentary inquiry, we will not be able to immune the corporates who will be found culpable in the investigations. And for that matter, the report or the findings of that committee or that inquiry will form a proper basis for prosecution of the corporate.
Right.
We believe that if that is not done, and we go by this commission's activities, or as it has been composed, then we would be whitewashing probably the image of the president and doing a cover-up for what has happened. We in the NDC do not support the work of this committee, and we will avail ourselves to any other institution or committee that is established to properly and truly unravel what happened last Thursday.
Thank you for your time this evening. Peter Bomo Tokono is the Deputy General Secretary of the opposition NDC.
We've got some more news coming up for you here on News 360 shortly. Stay with us.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the business news segment on News 360. My name is Pa Kwesi Asare. In our very first story, the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has proposed the setting up of a West African Monetary Zone Commission to speed up the work in attaining a single currency in the sub-region. Dr. Bawumia again said the West African Monetary Zone Commission will also be able to stream and monitor macroeconomic stability among member countries. He was speaking at the official opening of the 41st meeting of the Convergence Council of Ministers and Governors of Central Banks of West Africa in Accra.
The West African Monetary Zone, WAMZI, comprises Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Liberia, and Guinea. These countries are to facilitate the attainment of a common currency. However, achieving a common currency has failed due to bottlenecks. The 41st conference was to discuss the need to have a seamless convergence of economic indicators among member countries. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who opened the conference, proposed a West African Monetary Zone Commission to facilitate the attainment of a single currency.
We need to speak with one voice. However, we do not need to establish a new bureaucracy to have a WAMS Commission. The existing WAMS institutions can be transformed into a commission with WAMI as the commission secretariat. Just a suggestion.
Dr. Bawumia was elated. Ghana has made strides in achieving the convergence.
As at the last assessment of WAM's member states' status of compliance with ECOWAS trade-related protocols, Ghana was the most compliant country. And in terms of trade integration in the WAMs, Ghana emerged the second best performer. We look forward to sustaining the good performance and even make it better.
The Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, was confident government rolling out economic initiatives, it has helped Ghana to achieve the convergence criteria.
Ghana has experienced an economic turnaround over the past 2 years, following prudent economic management underpinned by robust stabilization and growth policy measures in order to achieve the tripartite objectives of the convergence criteria, both primary and secondary, to graduate from the IMF Extended Credit Facility Program by April of this year, but most importantly, for the good of our economy and our people.
The Commissioner of Policy at ECOWAS, Dr. Kunedu Apreku, lauded government's efforts to provide $1 million as seed money to facilitate the attainment of a common currency.
Just 2 days ago, Ghana expressed additionally its commitment to the recently established special fund for the roadmap of the single currency program by paying $1 million as a subscription into the account of the special fund. That has been the first country that has made this significant payment.
The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance of Nigeria, Dr. Mahmoud Issa Doche, asked member states to capitalize on their resources for development.
Let's do some petroleum industry stories now. And Total Ghana has spent in excess of 1.3 million cedis on the second edition of its Total Startupper competition. This was disclosed by the project manager of the Total Startupper Challenge.
After the success of the first challenge in 34 African countries, this year's has been extended to a total of 55 countries around the world. The Total Start-Upper of the Year competition is aimed at supporting the bold initiatives of young entrepreneurs to scale up their businesses. The 1,197 applicants in Ghana went through a series of selection process before the 16 finalists were selected to pitch for funding. Project manager of the Total Startup Challenge, Bright Dokosi, noted 3 winners from each country will receive financial support, extensive publicity, and coaching.
It's purely a CSR program. We have lived here, we have interacted with the community, we have seen how things are going. We have seen the need to develop the young talents, and for that matter, the young entrepreneurs.
3 winners from each country will be selected to compete for the final showdown. Winners here will then be offered additional support. This year, top female entrepreneur category has been introduced, which is aligned with other Total initiatives for women. Board chairman of the Total Startup competition jury, Dr. Rexford Adumakubonsu, observed this year's competition has been very competitive.
We've seen a big improvement. The quality of presentation, the in-depth assessments that has been done by the competitors is quite impressive. The participants have come up with projects, some of them with in-depth analysis done, unlike the previous time.
A member of the jury, Dr. George Champon, indicated the need to imbibe confidence in the young entrepreneurs.
I think that this is great, and if we have many more of this, corporates engaging in these, that's what the youth need, and that's the future. If we talk about graduate unemployment, we need to get them to have skills like this. Even if they do not set up their enterprises or their enterprises fail, they've developed the confidence that is required to help in other areas of the economy. So I think Total, Human's job too.
Some of the Total Startup of the Year finalists shared their experience.
We're very fortunate that this year, we made it to the finals, to the stage of the Total Startupper, and of course we're looking forward to placing. But just getting here and the experience has been wonderful.
Really good coaching sessions, and today for the pitch session, it's been very well organized. I've met young people with brilliant ideas, and it's been awesome.
The winners will be announced on March 1.
Well, that's all for the business news segment here on News 360. For more business news stories, log on to the World Wide Web on 3news.com. My name is Pakusi Asari.
And from business news, let's now get into our mission segment this evening. It's brought to you by Star Ghana with support from UK Aid, Danida and the European Union. In mission this evening, persons with disability at the Lejo Kuku municipality in Accra have accused the Assembly of being selective in the disbursements of funds allocated to persons with disability. Speaking at 3FM's Community Connect at Teshi Triblo, they also said disbursement processes are not transparent. Here's a report by Frederick Clarence Williams.
The World Health Organization figures indicate there are over 2 million disabled persons in Ghana. Majority of them are impoverished and marginalized. Inaccessible public facilities, education and other social services are major challenges. Government passed the Disability Bill in June 2006, but implementation is far from desirable. The policy on giving 3% of the common fund to persons with disability came as relief to many. It is aimed at reducing poverty among persons with disability, particularly those outside the formal sector. But this objective appeared to be far from being achieved. Issues of improper management, monitoring, disbursement and documentation of the funds have been the challenge for persons with disability. The guidelines for the disbursement of the funds is silent on the number of times and amount an individual or organization can access, compounding the situation. Able persons are allegedly accessing the 3% common fund allocated to the disabled. At the 3FM Community Connect program at Teshi Triblo in Accra, some persons with disabilities showed they were not happy with how the Lejo Kuku Assembly disburses the 3% of the disability funds to their members.
There is the need that for every disbursement, there should be a report being served to the National Council as well as our rep on the committee. But from the report that I've been hearing from most of the district, being that if you even go forth to request for a report of such, they may tell you that such a report is for administrative purposes.
We are not happy about the way the LECMA Disability Fund is being running here.
Why?
Write to our members what they need to do.
They accuse the assembly of being selective and also not being transparent in the disbursement of the funds.
Cerebral palsy. Nsawom adwagiri se me ko pe caliper e ma ne nan ene ne nsa na me fa mbra LECMA office no mbetua acho application be 4 to 5 years me nsan kan bibia.
But the fund manager at the Lojokuku Municipal Assembly, James Bote, disagrees with persons with disabilities.
We have provision for those cases. Now this lady received startup capital, I think somewhere last year, to start doing something.
Of how much?
She received 800.
800 Ghana cedis, okay.
Now, concerning the child, she wrote an application.
Okay.
I think last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks.
Okay.
Only last 2 weeks. And then she came and told me that she has submitted it to the assembly.
Right.
And then I told her that she should exercise patience. They will start calling the people for interview, maybe somewhere in this March, so that when they start calling, she will appear before the committee and this case will be addressed.
He said since 2012, the assembly has ensured the disability fund is released to those who are due.
Since we started assessing this fund, we've been able to, that the members have been able to do a lot of things out of that. Most of the people are now fully engaged in their day-to-day activities to get something to feed themselves.
Now, the Lojokuku Municipal Assembly has pledged educational scholarship for Samuel Amate Ama, a child living with cerebral palsy. The Assembly made this promise at 3FM's Community Connect program, hosted by Johnny Hughes at the Teshi Triblo taxi rank in Accra.
The pledge followed Community Connect interaction with residents of the Teshi Triblo in Accra. The mother of the 15-year-old boy told the gathering of her inability to cater for the boy.
My son's father is deceased and no one takes care of us. So I put in an application to the Common Fund administrators for them to cater for his education. They told me to go and look for funds to put him in school and furnish them with receipt for a refund. But that has proved futile.
The Community Connect team then appealed to the Assembly to lend support to the boy, upon which the Assembly obliged.
Yes, much as we can give him the scholarship to go to school, when they come or when he comes to the mother, then we go through some interview and know to what extent that the scholarship can be given.
This edition of the 3FM's Community Connect was sponsored by Star Ghana with funding from UK Aid, the NEDA and the European Union.
And on that note, we wrap up our mission segment. It's brought to you by Star Ghana with support from the UK Aid, the NEDA and the European Union. We've got sports news coming up shortly. Stay with us.
Hello, it's a Friday. Let's do some entertainment news tonight. So, father of the late singer Ebony Rains, Nana Opoku Kwarteng, says he is still traumatized a year after losing his daughter. Nana Opoku Kwarteng wished the date 8th February never existed, noting the day brings to mind torturous memories that find difficult to contain. But has Starboy Kwarteng any plan to venture into music? We find out.
Rough time records.
If you ask me, I hate the date, so to speak. 8th February is a date that I would wish does not even exist.
It's taking off the calendar.
That's it. I hate the date, big time.
It's a number that you don't want to even see.
Not at all, not the least. In my lifetime, I would wish there's no date like that. 8th February. I curse the day.
Alright, so we would like to know what is the state of mind right now.
My state of mind is not, it's just like I'm in the fix. I don't know, but I'm not myself. I haven't been myself. It's going to take a while anyway if you agree with me. Because the closeness, like I've always said, the closeness between myself and the Queen so something else. The bond was thick. So I'm still traumatized, if you should ask me. I'm not myself, but I'm coping.
Okay, so when you are there, sometimes thoughts of your princess comes to mind.
Of course, yes. Just every moment.
And how do you overcome that?
It's not easy, but I'm managing. I don't know. It comes and goes and all that, and it's like that. And I can feel her presence around.
Let's run viewers, let's run the fan base and everybody who loved the 90s bad girl, Ebony. What are the planned activities? What will be happening? We hear there's going to be a concert and all.
Yes, there will be something of a sort. We're fishing out something. But as it is now, I wouldn't be able to pinpoint or to be very specific that indeed we are trying to consider that.
But how do you want the first anniversary to look like? I know you have an idea of the kind of event you want to see.
Honestly, this first one is all about promoting the lady. Like I have said, I'm still on the drawing board.
Everyone won the Artist of the Year and it was big. People jubilated and all that. The legacies between that time and now, the things you wanted to be done, have they been realized?
I would admit that one way or the other I failed. How did I fail? I failed because the day I released the first song after a demise, the next day I traveled outside the country. So I didn't do what I was supposed to do, as in promoting it.
Promotion is very quick.
That's right. And maybe, like I'm blaming myself, maybe the timing was too bad. I felt too bad because how could that be the case? I felt too bad, but we live to let go. Honestly, I felt too bad.
And people judged you.
It's unfortunate. Very soon they will know the needed have judged me. Very soon.
Were you expecting an apology?
Oh well, of course, yes. Apology, but my wouldn't be bad if there is a thing like this. I will appreciate.
But has Bullet apologized to you as his father?
Oh, yes, Bullet sees me as his dad. He might have gone overboard, who knows? But he sees me as his dad.
Yes. Has there been an official apology?
Oh well, this young man has so regretted for certain things that he did, and pretty soon he will let the whole world know that indeed he did not do too well. He will say this to the world, and that will appease me.
That's what you're looking for, and that's what you're waiting for.
That will appease me.
What of if that doesn't come?
Well, it will come.
But have you forgiven him if indeed he took the wrong turn?
Once he sees it as bad that he did, I just want to see remorsefulness in this person.
But has he shown that?
Oh, yes.
So have you forgiven
yes. Why
him?
not? Who am I? I have.
How many tracks of the late Ebony, your princess, are yet to be released?
Singles, we have about 14 or so. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
and how do you want to release them? Maybe every 3 months?
No. It's only time will tell. But for now, on the birthday, I got to release one.
Okay.
On the birthday, this is 16th.
Yeah, that's coming week.
That's it. Yeah. And also, the 1 year, I'm going to release another one. Because of the Easter, no, I'm even considering bringing it out so that by the time this Easter festivity, people will be able to sing along.
Do you have any plans of doing a collabo?
Well, I wouldn't rule this out. Trust me, mark my word.
Yeah.
It won't be too long. We see me singing along.
With any artist?
With not any artist, with another him.
Oh, okay.
Myself.
So doing a line or two.
Oh, I was mark my word. You will be hearing this anytime.
So have you started with your rehearsal?
Trust me, you will hear this too soon.
So you've already done the lyrics written?
Come on, young man. I know where you're going.
And this is an exclusive.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, you wouldn't be surprised to see singing along with the Queen.
Wow.
Trust me, pretty soon.
And fans should expect that surprise.
Oh yes. But that's the one that's coming. Please hold it there. I've never given my date.
What is Daddy going to be singing about? Doing dancehall?
Of course, my lady was into it, so that's gonna be dancehall. If there is the need to go elsewhere, we're gonna go. Because me no one you might be. Yes, man.
I've already hit the studio.
Oh yes, I haven't gone there, but I haven't gone to sing yet.
But you
I've been visiting this. Yes.
You wrote them yourself?
Oh yes, of course, yes. Nice one.
And can we have a film?
No,
just for the purpose of this interview.
I told them highly very exhausted.
Yeah.
So maybe next time.
So what name are you going to be using? Because usually you have Shatawale featuring.
That's interesting.
Shatawale
featuring. Why must we preempt?
Shatawale featuring Donichi.
I understand you there, but don't let's preempt this. We will get there.
Kwaboni.
Whatever. We will get there.
Starboy Kwaboni.
Whatever. We will get there.
Oh,
you know what about that?
I know people want to know.
No, they wouldn't know it now because myself, I don't know even how I'm gonna take myself in that situation. I don't know how I'm gonna go about it, the name or whatever I'm gonna use. No, I don't know. But I'm coming out with a queen anytime soon.
So that was an exclusive interview with the Owusu.
We appear to talk too much.
Stop
really.
boycotting.
That's Nyamebeche Chrome Road where Ebony had the accident. That road
still
is
in
still
pretty bad
bad
condition. Yeah.
Let's
1
stop
year
the
down.
talk. Absolutely. And let's get serious with preventing accidents on our roads. My name is Alfred Okansi.
I'm Natalie Forts. There's a lot more news on our website. It's 3news.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening and a great weekend.